Today's Talk About It Tuesday question is, should married couples combine incomes? Wow, this is quite an appropriate question since today happens to be Valentine's Day. But there's no hard and fast rule in regards to whether couples should combine incomes or not. But I think this is one of the least discussed issues prior to marriage, but is probably one of the most important things that should be discussed prior to marriage, because money or money problems are a leading cause of divorce. So I think there are a lot of things that play into the decision as to whether a couple should combine incomes. And we have to really understand, what does that mean? So are we saying that whatever each partner earns, they put into a pot, and that from that pot, all the expenses are paid, and then whoever wants to dip in it can dip in it at will until it's gone? Is there a limit on each partner? How much are you going to share financially? Are you going to share credit cards? You're going to have joint cards? You're going to have joint savings, joint investments? Like, where does it start? Where does it end? So I think there's an assumption that both partners share the same philosophy on spending, the same philosophy on saving, the same philosophy on investing. There are a lot of discussions that need to be had. We're also making an assumption that each partner equally shares money management skills. That is a skill. So if you combine everything without some type of structure in regards to who's managing what, how much access does each partner have before they have to stop? Is there a limitation? Then you're looking for total chaos. The other side of it is, if you have one person managing everything, no matter how you decide to put the money together and play it out, I've seen way too many times where the other partner was left totally in the dark in regards to what assets were there, whether they had insurance, whether how bills are paid, how much income there was. And when the managing partner passes away suddenly, and I've seen this unfortunately way too many times, the other spouse is totally lost. Doesn't know what assets that the family had, doesn't know how much savings they had, discovers sometimes they didn't have insurance, discovers sometimes the assets were in trouble, maybe the properties are in foreclosure, discovers they don't know what bills need to be paid or how they're going to be paid now, right? And so you can't have these, I don't think you should have the extremes where you have this total democracy where everybody throws in and everybody takes out whatever they want. And you can't have total autocracy where one person controls everything. So I think most people have some type of hybrid system, and I think that just works better. I think there should be, depending on your family dynamics and how much each person actually can contribute, there's some type of combining of incomes to cover common expenses, right? And so your rent or mortgage, the house utilities and all these things, food, there should be a combination of income to cover common expenses. But I think each person should have a little latitude in terms of personal autonomy and not have to ask somebody, oh, can I have money to buy something I want? No, I think you should have some money that's yours, discretionary money. You do whatever you want with it. And the other partner has discretionary money. They do whatever they want with it. And when that's gone, it's gone. They learn how to budget too. And in the common stuff, even if one person manages it, because that usually have one person who's better at managing it, there has to be a record of all the accounts, what all the expenses are, how the income is being managed. So if this person does suddenly pass away, there's no problem with the person saying, oh, okay, here are all the accounts. These are the bills that need to be paid. This is the income. This is the insurances we have. These are the investments that we have. Everything should be documented and updated regularly So I think, in going back, I think there's a discussion prior to marriage about, the philosophy of how you're going to manage your money. But that has to be revisited, because what will happen is you'll test it and you'll have to tweak it. And as each of you mature and as incomes change and as spending habits change, it'll have to be tweaked along the lines, for a long time. So the longer you're married, I think, your ideas about money and even what your financial goals are will change. And so there has to be periodic discussion and updating of your systems. So no hard and fast rule. Some couples do well combining and sharing a lot. Some do well combining and sharing a little, but most have some type of hybrid. It's difficult to share equally everything. All right, we only have one credit card, but then how do you use that and not step on the other one's toes? That's a little challenging. So you should have some joint stuff. Again, that deals with joint issues and joint expenses. And my personal view is that you should also have some stuff to yourself, discretionary for your own use, so you don't have to feel like a child and ask permission to the other person. You just use it until it's gone, and that helps you manage money and learn skills too. And then, like I said, everything I think should be well documented, and everybody should have total access to the stuff that's combined. So hopefully that answered your question. Like I said, I think that's a great question for Valentine's Day, since this is a couple's day. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe share what you and your couple and your partner do. Please like, share, subscribe. Keep the questions coming, and I'll see you next Tuesday.